does one start when performing research on some facet of art? While a Google search may be the easy answer, University of Alabama students and faculty have several subscription services available for retrieving high-quality, relevant information. For the researcher without university affiliation, there are wonderful free databases they can access as well. For this presentation, we will look at two subscription services available through the University of Alabama, Oxford Reference Online and ARTStor. We will also take a look at one of Google's hidden gems, the Google Art Project. These three databases serve mainly as starting points in research, providing the user with resources such as artist bios, detailed descriptions of works of art, high-resolution images, and even bibliographies for further study. For this demo of Oxford Reference Online, ARTStor, and the Google Art Project, we will be approaching the sites as a researcher looking for information on the artist Paul Klee. Oxford Reference Online is a large database of Oxford reference materials. I have chosen this resource because Oxford publishes many art reference materials featuring entries written by experts in the field. To access Oxford Reference Online, we will begin at the University of Alabama Databases page. From here, either type Oxford Reference Online into the search bar or click to browse the O database listings like so. The last O listing, Oxford Reference Online Premium, is what we're looking for. Because this is a subscription database reserved for University of Alabama students and faculty, authentication may be required. Oxford Reference contains a lot of resources and features. The easiest way to begin your Oxford experience is by performing a search. We'll enter Paul Klee as our search terms in the search bar at the top of the page. The search can then be limited to just art and architecture resources by checking the box below the search bar and then selecting Art and Architecture from the drop-down menu. There are 139 entries for Paul Klee. We can limit these results by using the limiters to the left. Let's select only those resources available to use, those unlocked and free, and click Update. That narrows down the results to 107. The results could be narrowed down further by limiting to results with images, but these results are typically art movement and style overviews, not specific information on a particular artist. Let's just select the top result, which is a bio entry from the Oxford Companion to Western Art. As you can see, we are provided with quite a bit of information on the entry, including type of reference, version used, subject, and word count. One great feature of Oxford Reference is the author attribute at the bottom of the article. David Rogers, the author of this article, is an editor for the Oxford Companion to Western Art, as well as the author of several books on art. To the left of the artist's bio are links to additional entries featuring Paul Klee and links to related content such as modernism, Picasso, and Der Blauer Reiter, an art movement with which he was involved. Perhaps the best feature of Oxford Reference is the bibliography section located at the bottom of the page. Clicking on the Find This Resource link brings up the options to search for the book in WorldCat or Google. Clicking on WorldCat opens the site in a new tab and provides results for the particular title as well as related titles. Clicking on the top result provides basic information on the book as well as libraries that house a copy. While the University of Alabama does not appear to have a copy, quite a few libraries do. If the book is needed by the user, they could speak to library staff about an interlibrary loan from one of the listed universities. For the researcher who has a basic idea of what they want to study, Oxford Reference Online is a great place to gather related keywords and bibliographic information for more in-depth research. Next, we'll take a look at ARTStor, JSTOR's creative sister. ARTStor is great for accessing high-quality images of artwork. A link to the site can be found under the Art database listings. Choose Art, History, and Studio from the subject menu and click Find Databases. Here are the search results for art databases available to University of Alabama students and faculty. Let's find ARTStor in the listings. Be sure to provide your University of Alabama login information if prompted to do so. Once the page loads, click on Enter Here to enter the site. While not required, users are encouraged to create a free account with ARTStor in order to access additional features such as the ability to save works for later viewing. For this search, we don't need an account. We're going to simply enter Paul Klee into the search bar and click Go. There are 339 results for Paul Klee, which is quite a lot. To limit the results a bit, I do know that Paul Klee lived from 1879 to 1940, so I will drag the timeline bar located above the results to reflect his personal timeline. This has reduced the number of results to 282. If the user is only interested in Klee's paintings, clicking the Paintings limiter to the left will reduce the number further. We now have 103 results, which is a somewhat more manageable number. Double-clicking on an image results in a pop-up window containing a larger view of the painting. This is a high-resolution image of A Scholar painted by Klee in 1933 that is available for non-commercial use. Clicking on the eye icon located at the bottom of the window provides details on this painting. The plus and minus icons allow the user to zoom in and zoom out of the work. The stop icon returns the image to full view. The image can also be panned and rotated. Clicking on the printer icon creates a printable version of the image complete with museum details such as dimensions and description. The floppy disk icon allows for the high-resolution image to be saved. This feature requires the user to log into their free ARTStor account that was mentioned earlier. I will note that the image viewing window is quite fussy and does not adjust well to changes in the window's size and shape. An attempt to make the window smaller will obscure part of the image or details until the window is returned to its normal size. Overall, ARTStor is best for obtaining high-resolution images of works of art. While the site contains many additional features that have not been covered today, these features are often buggy or highly specialized and not very accessible to the novice researcher. Finally, we're going to search for works by Paul Klee using the free database Google Art Project. Google Art Project is essentially a digital museum featuring works from museums and galleries all over the world. The easiest way to enter the Google Art Project website is by performing a Google search for Google Art. Google Art Project should show up as one of the top results. Once you click the link, it may take a moment to load because the site is somewhat graphically demanding. To perform our search, we will enter Paul Klee in the search bar located at the top of the page. As you see, we will get a drop-down result for Paul Klee, so we'll click this link. Here are the results for works by Paul Klee that are found in the Google Art Project. These works are located in various museums and galleries that participate in this project. There are two views for results, Gallery View, which is seen here, or Grid View. Grid View allows you to view multiple works at once, so it's great for browsing. So let's click on the first result, Colors from a Distance by Paul Klee. We are presented with a larger version of the work as well as details provided by the museum, which can be viewed by clicking on the Details button located under the title of the work. The details include the date created, physical dimensions, type of work, rights, and medium. The details vary from work to work, but most contain this basic information at the very least. The thumbnail to the right of the page allows the user to zoom in or out of specific areas of the painting. The icons to the right of the title and date are features quite unique to the Google Art project. The orange man, which is familiar to anyone who has used Google Maps, takes the user to a museum view of the work. As you see, we are taken to a view of Colors from a Distance as it is placed in the Israel Museum. The museum view works in much the same way as Street View on Google Maps. Clicking the arrows navigate the user through the exhibit. It can be a bit slow because of the graphic intensity. Hovering the mouse over the map to the left highlights all areas of the museum that are available for virtual tour. It should be noted that only a small portion of works indexed on the site feature museum view. An advanced search allows for results to be limited only to those available in this view. Clicking on the X takes us back to the painting detail. The icon next to the orange man allows the user to compare this work with another. Click on the icon and then go back to the search results to choose another painting with which to compare it. Let's choose Thistle Picture by Paul Klee. We'll simply drag and drop it to compare. Next, we'll click on the Start Comparing button. Now we can see each painting side by side and zoom in and out of both to compare their styles. The final icon allows the user to save the work to a personal gallery, which can then be organized and made public if so desired. The Google Art Project is a free database that has many other terrific features, and I recommend taking the time to play around with the site and experience all that it has to offer. In conclusion, Oxford Reference Online, ARTStor, and the Google Art Project provide the researcher with great tools for beginning research in the field of visual art. Oxford Reference provides the user with access to bios and descriptions written by experts in the field, as well as links to additional reading. ARTStor presents high-resolution images that are able to be saved or printed for further study. And the Google Art Project provides the user with a multifaceted art experience that serves as a viable alternative to visiting a physical museum. The next time you need to perform research in the field of art, please consider using one of these three databases rather than just performing a simple Google search.